is my favorite subject and a very challenging class. And if you ever take it, you should do more than just pass. In it we learn equations, linear, quadratic.
Question number 1. Find the value of c that makes the expression x squared plus 8x plus c. So that formula is just b over 2 squared. And my b value is that, 8. So I have 8 divided by 2 squared, so that'll be 4, and then that'll be 16. So my c value is 16, and that'll be choice B. And remember, the purpose of that is so that if you wanted to, you could factor that, and so you get a perfect square trinomial. Okay? All right, let's do question number 2. Solve the by quadratic formula. So A is 1, B is 3, C is -5. Up the box. So then your B value is 3. Make sure you put it in parentheses. B value is 1, C is -5. All over 2 times 1. So you have the opposite of positive 3 is -3. 3 squared is 9. Okay, pay attention, in the inside you're going to have -4 times 1 times -5 is plus 20 over 2. And this will give you -3 plus or minus square root of 29 over 2. And that'll be choice A. Okay, I gave you 1.5 points if I felt that you stopped in your simplifying or there was a mistake in there. Okay, question number 3. 1 point if you just set them equal to each other, because they're both set equal to y. You can put that in there. So essentially you have 72 minus 3x squared equals x squared minus 28. Okay, here, some students made some basic algebra mistakes, but also, there's a 1 right there. That's why I know this was a common mistake. So that'll give you guys 4x squared minus 28. So subtract 72. This will give you 0, 4x squared minus 100. Now from here, you can do the 0x, and a lot of you guys were doing this just fine. -400. A, B, C. A times C is -400. B is 0. So -20 and positive 20. If I did this, that meant that you forgot to use the box. So 4x squared minus 100, 20x minus 20x. So that'll become 2x plus 10 minus 10. Okay, to get the 1.5, you would just need to solve it. So that'll be x equals 5. -10 and x equals -5. Okay, in the previous video, I did show you guys that you could have just solved that method called the square root method. Move the 100 over. You have 100 equals 4x squared divided by 4. You have 25 equals x squared. I took off some points here. Students here realize when you did that one, you should have a plus or minus. Whoops, plus or minus should be over here. So plus or minus 5 equals x. So that's the same as over here. Okay, so if you do the substitutions here, then you just put in the values back into the equations. So this is your x1, and this is your x2. Okay, now you're going to substitute in the 2 values for x. You could pick any equation. I think the first one or second one is the easiest. So that'll become 25 minus 28, which is -3. So one of my order pairs is 3, -3. Sorry, 5, -3, which is actually your answer, which is A. This one, same thing. Okay, pay attention. This one is also -3, but it's -5, -3, which is not on there. You got 1 point if you just set them equal to each other, and then 1 point if you solve for x, and then maybe you made a mistake like the plus or minus in the bottom left there. Okay, question number 4, use a discriminant. So I saw some students do this, which is totally fine. I just want to show you where it is. So the discriminant is what's here on the inside, b squared minus 4ac. So a is 2, b is negative 13, c is 6. So my b value is negative 13, my a value is 2, and my c value is 6. I want to point this out. I think a lot of students, I don't know why, remember this means 2 of the negative 13s, which gives you positive 169. Now, the student who keeps making this mistake since August, this is different. What's the difference between the two is that the left side over here has no parentheses, so it's negative 1 times 13 squared. Over here, it's negative 13 times negative 13 gives you positive. So if you multiply those, you'll get minus 48, and then you'll get a discriminant of 121. Remember, this is greater than 0, so the correct answer is that you have 2. If you marked, it was showing us the work, found the discriminant, you picked the wrong one, maybe it's B. It would have been 1 if it was equal to 0. Discriminant is equal to 0. Okay, number 5, which of the following of these graphs represents the solution set of y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3? Okay, so they're all graphed the same. Did you guys notice that? Negative 1s, you have positive 3, so it doesn't matter, they're all graphed. So probably the biggest one you need to know is that this one is dashed. That is dashed. That means don't include. Don't include. So to be this A or C, not B or D. Okay. The second thing you probably want to do is test it. Test it. So the point that you should test is 0, 0. So I'm putting an x 0 and a y 0. So that means 0 is greater than 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 3. And when you simplify that, 0 minus 3, so that's just 0 is greater than negative 3. That is going to be true. Okay, that means where 0, 0 is, it's true. So here is 0, 0. True means shade. And so your correct answer is C. Okay. So A, B, C. So A times C is 0. My B value is 2. My two numbers are 0 and 2. Okay, this is why you need the box. Because you need to show for that negative 1. That was your common mistake for students. 0x, 2x. Okay, so maybe put negative x, x, negative 2, and 0. So you have negative x plus 0 and x minus 2. Okay, then I'll show you how to solve on the next one. So that's using the Xbox method. This next method is just taking the GCF. So negative 1 times x, and 2x is just 2 and x. Okay, so how do you get a negative 1? Well, you can do this, right? Can't you do negative 1 times a negative 2? To show that they have a negative 1 and they also have an x. So then the only thing that's left is x minus 2. Now, you'll actually get the same answer if you just set each of those equal to 0. Divide by negative 1, get x equals 0. And you get x equals 2. And that's the same thing over here. Okay, so if you got that, I gave you 3 points. If you use a discriminant, like in the previous problem, and found that was 2 solutions, that was fine. Okay, so what you need to do next is actually test the regions. So I like to draw it out. And let's test the region. So I need a number. You can't test 0, but you can test negative 1. And you can put -1 back into the original. And see if it's true or false. So that becomes 1. So opposite of 1 is -1. So -3 is smaller than 0. That is true. Okay, let's test another region. X equals 1. So I'm picking a number between 0 and 2. Same thing. Every time I have an X, or I'm putting in the parentheses, I'm replacing it. And that becomes 1 is smaller than 0, so this would be false. Okay, so then let's do the last one. X equals 3. So I get -9. Remember, that's PEMDAS. You're going to do, the most common mistake is do the negative sign first, which is wrong. So -9 plus 6. So you have -3 is smaller than 0, which is true. Okay, so true, true, false. That means your answers are not in the middle, but they're here. So this is -infinity to 0. This is 2 to infinity. So you have -infinity to 2. And then, sorry, that's 0. And then 2 to infinity. And then you just have a u, which means you unite your answers. Okay, so the other partial credit is 3.75 if you missed the u, or if you mixed up your symbols. Why do you put brackets? Brackets is because it has equals. This one would just be less than or greater than. Okay, number 7. Solve x squared minus 4x equals -20 by CTS. So 2 points if you just first do the CTS formula. C equals b over 2 squared. C equals, the b value is -4. So you have -4 divided by 2 is -2. And -2 times -2 is 4. So you got 2 points if you just did that. So x squared minus 4x minus 20. You want to keep these separate because you want to add 4 to both sides. X squared minus 4x plus 4 equals -20 plus 4. Okay, so if you factor this, you're going to get 4, -4 minus 2 minus 2. And that becomes -16. So that becomes x minus 2 squared equals -16. Okay, now we're going to take the square root. Now when you take the square root, the next step on your answer has to have a plus or minus. So you have x minus 2. This is gone, that's gone. Okay, pay attention here. This is square root of -1 times square root of 16. Okay, square root of -1 is I. And the square root of 16 is 4, but I want you to notice the 4 is not inside the radical. That's a common mistake. Okay, so we just add 2. Goes to the left. 2 plus or minus 4i is your answer. Okay, so if you did the C on both sides, plus 4 on both sides, I gave you 3 points. If you got to 3.75, or that should be over here. It should be 2 plus or minus square root of -16. Like you didn't know how to simplify the square root of -16. That's how you got partial credit. Okay, number 8. In this problem, you need to identify which equation. So before we find A, it's just identifying which one. So a student asked me this, right, how come I got this problem wrong? And I said, hey, does it cross the x-axis? They're like, no. So I was like, why did you write down this form? Well, this one only works if it crosses this line. This one doesn't cross this line. Let's be super clear. This one has the vertex, so you should use vertex form. That is why I write that down. So if you wrote that down, I gave you 2 points out of 4. Now you can just, you know, figure out what you have. Well, vertex is 1, -1, HK is 1, right 1, down -1. And this other point I gave you is left 1, so -1, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -5. So that is your x and your y. Okay, now pay attention. If your x value here is -1, your y value is -5, your h value is 1, and your k value is -1. Okay, pay attention here. Now you go back and we're solving for a. Do you see why I'm writing that? And then plus -1. So if you simplify this, you'll just get -5 equals a minus 2 squared minus 1. -5, okay. This becomes 4. Now, a lot of students did 4 minus 3, which is wrong. You have multiplication here, so you're actually just going to add. So -4 divided by 4, a equals -1. And that makes sense because your graph is opening down. So if you got to that point, then I gave you 3 out of 4. Okay, so next you need to write an equation. So you're going to use the same thing. You're going to use y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. And this time we're only using a, h, and k to write our equations. That stays the same. That's going to stay the same. Okay, so my a value down here is -1. Your h value is 1, and your k value is -1. So your equation is this. Okay, if you got here, whoops. Okay, if you got there, then I give you 4 points for just having the correct answer, right equation. So really that's 4 points. To get the extra credit, to get standard form, okay, still PEMDAS, you're going to have to do the x minus 1 squared first. That'll give you x squared minus 2x plus 1. And then you still have the minus 1, minus 1. So here I'm going to distribute first. And then combine like terms here. So you should have this as your answer for standard form. That's how you got the 4 points. Okay, last problem. The rectangular photograph is 10 inches by 8 inches. A matte border with uniform blah 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 is going, here's a keyword, going around. So this is going around. Okay, so this is slightly different than the lesson one. This was in the practice test. The area of the matte border itself is 88 inches. So this green area, this is the stuff that goes around in a picture frame. That is 88. Okay, so this is how I think of it. The whole picture frame, is equal to the photo plus the frame. So the photo is the blue part, and that blue part is 8 times 10, which is 80. And then the frame is the green portion. Okay, so the frame is 88. So the whole picture, is 168. Okay, so how do I use that now? Is my equation is length times width, and my length is x plus 8 plus x, which would give me 2x plus 8. The width going across is still x plus 10 plus another x, so that would be 2x plus 10, and our total has to be less than the whole. Okay, if you got to here, I gave you 1 point extra credit. Okay, so just multiply that out. So this would give me 4x squared, 20x, 16x, and 80. So 4x squared plus 36x, just combine like terms there. Okay, subtract 168. So 4x squared plus 36x minus 88 less than or equal to 0. Okay, from here, I recognize I have a 4, so I'm going to take out a GCF. So that'll be 4 times x squared, 4 times 9x, and minus 22. Okay, so if I factor this portion, negative 22 and positive 9. So 22, 1, 2, and 11. Looks like that's my answer. 2 and 11. So you done it green. And so 11 and negative 2. Okay. You set each of those equal to 0. Oops. Minus 2 equals 0. That means nothing, so it's no solution there. So x equals negative 11 and x equals 2. So that means the width going around can only be between 0 and 2. If you got that answer, that would be 2 points extra credit. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. See you guys. Bye.
Rudolph the statistician, simple data everywhere, mean heights and heart conditions, calculated with great care. All of his population gathered from coast to coast, sought out his information. He would always give the most. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your pencil write what gifts I should take tonight. Quickly he pulled the children, then Rudolph shouted out with glee,